Hello and welcome. My name is TyrionLanstr. Folks, today we are on the Pioneer server and we are going to take a first look at the all-out war. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to go ahead and check out the rules. I'm going to try to explain as much of this as I can. I know this is a lot of words. Obviously, feel free to pause it at any time so you can read all this stuff. But I'm going to try to break it down as much as I can. Okay, so first things first, as you can see at the top, there's the normal battlefield and the Vanguard battlefield. Basically, the only change here is likely going to be the rewards. Unfortunately, those haven't been included yet, so at the moment they do appear to be the same. But my guess is that when this is actually released, they will appear different. I doubt the rest of the rules will be tremendously different, but I think it's just kind of a difference of, the difficulty. So obviously, if it's harder, they're going to give better rewards. Okay, so basically the event story, there's this, you want to win the dragon's recognition, that's called the Dragon City in the middle, sure. Event description here, 8 factions, nothing too crazy, basic qualifications, you gotta have level 25 Lord, gotta be, a server that's been around for a little while, castle over 17, all the usual stuff. Okay. So, event phases. We've got the all-out war split into 5 phases: registration, matchmaking, allocation, battle, and results. Obviously, registration, matchmaking, that's nothing too crazy. I will note that the registration phase takes 2 days, not 1. Good to know. Matchmaking is going to be 1 day. And important to note here is the 16 top alliances with the highest alliance scores. Those go to the super battlefield or the Vanguard battlefield. The rest are in the normal one. My understanding, by the way, is that there'll probably be multiple normal battlefields. I don't think it's all one normal battlefield and all one super battlefield. I think the one super battlefield and then a bunch of normal battlefields. But that could change. That's just my take on it. And then alliance scores, just so you all know, that's the whole new metric that they've come up with. Basically, it is, you can see it here, your alliance score, but it's based on like your individual strength as a, like if you go here, this combat ability assessment, that is where you would find your actual alliance score per se. Okay, sorry, so going back to our rules. So we've got the event phases, like I said, matchmaking, nothing too crazy there. You can't disband alliances during that phase. Okay, the allocation phase. So basically this is what's kind of interesting. There's going to be 8 factions, 4 red and 4 blue. Basically, they say that like the actual color doesn't really matter. It's just about making a fair allocation of them. But the 8 factions, you will, as an alliance leader, be able to choose which faction you're going to join. So it's all about your alliance, not about your kingdom. So you will, as an alliance, go join a particular faction, and you can kind of choose to join a faction of friends of yours, of a nearby alliance that you like. You are able to do that. So really excited about that. I think that's really kind of a cool, fun little thing to add to it, and especially with the super battlefield, like, alliance is going to matter. It's going to be the top 8. Those are the leaders of the faction. But then, the ones that go below it, that's kind of up to you. You can kind of choose whichever one you think looks strong or which ones you want to join. I am worried this is going to create some collusion, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm definitely excited about it. And just note that there are only going to be so many alliance slots. Obviously they're not going to have unlimited open slots. I do think it's kind of odd though that it's going to be just basically like a almost complete free-for-all, but we'll see what happens. Okay, battle phase. The battle phase is the main point of it. You're going to actually go through the battling part of this event, and results is just when it's over and you'll get the results. Just one thing to note here, the alliance leaders will appoint 2 commanders. They can basically, so the 3 of them are the ones that are actually leading their faction during the all-out war. So it's going to be 1 main alliance, their 3 leaders, and then each of the other alliances in it and their 3 leaders. I kind of would love, just as an aside, I think it'd be really cool if the controlling alliance had to somewhat approve the alliances that joined them. And then if they don't approve any at the end, it'll just be done randomly. So it kind of incentivizes you to make friends. But like, it does feel weird that it's kind of just unilaterally you can choose it. Whoever, I feel like if you've made a friendship with another alliance and you want to compete with them, first come first serve shouldn't like overrule that. But anyway, and just here at the bottom it says that the top 16 ones that are going to the super battlefield will get greater rewards. That's why I said that I think that'll be the difference here. Okay, match description. So as I said, there are many different types of cities in the all-out war. Different cities are going to have their own special features. So here's what I'm going to explain here. Basically what this event looks like, and I'm going to go into it really quickly in a second, but it's going to look a lot like a glorious battle crossed with Siege of Winterfell. So you're going to have a glorious battle type of setup where each faction is in their own corner. They're trying to get into the middle city, and there are little cities along the way that they need to take. But the way you take it is through Siege of Winterfell style. You have your own 3 troops, and you're sending them out to go and attack something. So basically, as you can see, when you first get a city, you get a first kill kingship, and kingship points are what determines who kind of wins at the end. Also, there are some little bonuses that some of them give. You can get brass, silver, and obsidian, some new resources at a few of them, and small, medium, large. The larger ones, it's going to be a lot faster. Military cities you can actually deploy troops from, which is going to be important because it's a massive map, and having a military city is going to help you a lot in deploying further out, so they have less to walk, and then they're not going to lose quite as much resilience. There are things like the small blessing cities and the large blessing cities. So I think that this is probably going to have something there. I think it's probably going to be a little bit less than the 35% that the large city gives. There's also resource cities that just give more gathering speed. A potion city, which increases your healing speed, which I'll say I think makes more sense. I think potion should be associated with like healing. And then stage is just a gate, kind of like we have gates in Glorious Battle, same type of thing here. There are also some different buildings within each city. So these are the main cities. These are like the overarching, it is called a resource city or a large blessing city or whatever. Then inside of each city, there are some structures. There's a municipal center that is the main city point of that place, a warehouse where you can carry supplies, a barracks where you can deploy troops, and an archer tower that is defensive. And then these are different resource mines that you can actually farm. There are armories that can pull chariots, and then city gates that are protecting the outer rims of each city. Okay, so as you can see, the village occupation process, this isn't actually that crazy. Basically, just like in Siege of Winterfell, there's going to be a little circle. You got to actually get your troops inside of that circle. You're going to attack the gate first, and then as you wander into the city, you're going to have to attack all the different buildings and structures they have, and then the last thing you'll attack is that municipal center, as I said, the center point of it, and you need to actually destroy that. Once you've destroyed that, then you can start standing in the center, and that'll be you taking over the city, essentially. Okay, it's important to note that the way it's going to work is you're going to have one of your leaders actually declare war on a building before you can attack it. Basically, it's going to be like you have 5 minutes after declaring that war that you can actually start attacking it, and then for another faction you get a whole 10 hours, again very similar to Glorious Battle in that way that you have that time to prepare for the battle itself, but you do need to be online for it. I don't know how, you can set your troops to basically attack anyone that comes near them, but for the most part you need to be on for it. Okay, yeah, I think the rest of it kind of just basic faction colors and everything. They did explain that resilience here is going to be used again. You can read about this, but yeah, the point is that whenever you go a certain distance, you use resilience, and then when you're in battle, it consumes resilience. Using lower resilience, that means bad for your for using your troops. Okay, just deploying an all-out war hospital. Okay, cool, nothing too crazy there. So what I wanted to address is, let's go back up to the top. Okay. So I wanted to quickly just address some of the different points of this. This is all kind of abstract until you can actually see it. So I just want to show what the actual map looks like. But yeah, if you wanted to pause and look how many points you get for each of these things and how much you get for holding it, I'm not sure exactly how long it takes for you to get those occupation points, but Anyway, let's take a look at the actual map, and I think that'll help a lot for this. I know this video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to just show the map, talk a little bit about that, and then I'll do another video discussing the rest of the rules. I understand there's a lot here, but I hope you guys are getting something out of it. Okay, so here's what the map looks like. Alright, so if I click here, it gives me an overall view. And as you can see, it looks a lot like Glorious Battle. You've got, you know, each of the different cities. Go to Scarlet Palace is here, Tempest Keep, Hall of Ages, Long Reach. If I scroll down, I've got Justice faction, and I think this is maybe, which one's that? Frost faction. Oop, just took me there. Sorry about that. But yeah, as you can see, they're all fighting for this Twin Dragon city right here, and you can see all the other buildings throughout people have taken. So, for example, let's look. So here's like a gate. You can see the stage 26. Ugh, it keeps taking me in there, and I just want to show them to you guys. So something like this, these are the potion cities. Stage, I think this is a large military city. We've got some more. Oh, so this is a large industrial city. This is a blessing city. Like, you can see all the different things on the map and what they're going to do. It says kingship per minute. That's how many kingships you get for every minute that you control that building. Okay, so let me quickly just go to like the Scarlet Palace, which is where we are at right now. Okay, so in the Scarlet Palace, oops, sorry, it took me away from there. It's a little tough to control, but we're getting there. Okay, so within the Scarlet Palace, like I said, there's a municipal center, and then we've got over here a barracks. We've got a warehouse here, an armory, empty space, and then archer towers and walls along all of the edges. So that's what a big major city looks like. Smaller cities are slightly smaller versions of it. So like we can go over here. I believe this is, what was this? This is a medium industrial city. So this one does not have an armory, but it does have a warehouse. Does not have a, what was that other one called? Sorry. It doesn't have an armory. And it doesn't have a barracks, but it does have a warehouse. That's kind of a common thing, is that they will all have warehouses. That makes it a lot easier. And they do still have the archer towers and all of the walls. So that's the basic gist. Now, you might be wondering what all these little red dots are. So if I go to one of them, this is just a village. And basically, I'm not entirely clear what these villages accomplish. I think you can construct things on them. Like, you can upgrade it to a fort. Which I think just means that like when enemy troops try to walk through it, they're going to get attacked by it. I honestly am not 100% sure on that. Haven't played around with it a lot, but that is my understanding of what it does. So that's basically what the map all looks like. As you can see, it is very large. You know, getting all the way somewhere else is going to take a ton of resilience and honestly be very, very difficult and take you a long time to do. So for the most part, you're going to want to do your battling close by as much as possible. But like I said, I hope this was, you know, kind of helpful in just understanding the basics of what this whole game mode is going to be like. I'm going to do another video where we dive a little bit deeper into some of the mechanics and how the rest of this stuff works. But hope this was a good overview of just what the map looks like, what the different buildings are, and what exactly is going on in the all-out war. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.